Hi everyone, welcome to this new episode of my monthly CX update, your monthly video with customer experience inspiration. Welcome to this new video, everyone. The last few weeks, we've all read and heard a lot about artificial intelligence and how it will change marketing. I've written about that as well. I made a few videos about it, but until now, most of the videos and most of the stuff that I see and read is based upon how the job as a marketeer will change, how productivity will increase, how we will have intelligence augmented. But what I'm missing in the whole debate is how will AI change the way that customers take decisions? How will customers inform themselves? How will buying behavior change? And that may be the biggest impact that AI will have on marketing. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. Just imagine a world where you have an AI system that acts as a trusted gatekeeper for yourself. In the past, our gatekeepers were traditional media like newspapers, radio, TV. Today, for a lot of people, the gatekeepers are social media. In the future, our gatekeeper will be an AI platform, an AI assistant. We will ask something and we will get what we ask for. And that will be our filter on society. Now, imagine that you have a ChatGPT kind of like system, or that Amazon would have a system like that. And that you, instead of searching for a product, that you specifically type in what you're looking for, and then you get a specific answer to that question. You don't get an endless list anymore, but you get like 1, 2, or 3 options based on the input that you gave and based upon the data that the system has about you. Now, this will change the way that we make buying decisions completely. Because imagine that you ask for a specific brand. Imagine that you say, hey, I want to buy Colgate toothpaste. Then obviously you will get Colgate toothpaste. But the question is, how will the AI platform react when you say, hey, AI platform, I need new batteries for, a device in my house. Which batteries will be shown to the consumer? Which batteries will go through the filter of the AI platform, and which brands will be blocked by the AI platform? That's going to be a fundamental question. And the question for marketing people is, how can we make sure that our brand, our products get through the filter, that they're filtered in instead of getting filtered out? So making sure there's enough information about your brand, making sure you have enough customer reviews, making sure that your data can be linked to consumer data. All these items are going to be extremely important. But maybe most important of all is that the arrival of AI will make brands even more important than ever before. Because the one certainty that you will have is that if a consumer asks for a specific brand, the AI system will most probably give the consumer that specific brand. So this is, in my opinion, the highest cry out we've ever seen to invest more in your brand than ever before. And in my opinion, that is the biggest impact that AI will have on marketing and on customer experience. We often talk about getting consumer feedback, getting customer feedback, and you know that I'm a huge fan of that. I'm a huge fan of fast feedback cycles combined with fast action cycles. But it's not just getting that feedback cycle in order, it's also about how do you listen to the feedback that you get from your customer, because most of the time you don't have to implement their feedback in a direct kind of way. You don't literally have to follow what they say. It's about understanding what kind of value that people are looking for. And I just want to give you 2 examples that will contrast this. A while ago, Ford, they asked their customers what they thought about electrical vehicles, about EVs. And one of the conclusions of that survey was that a lot of people mentioned that they would miss the smell of gasoline. This was in the US, so they said we're going to miss the smell of gasoline when we drive an EV. So that was like the top rated answer from that survey. So the guys from Ford, and this will sound like an April's Fool's joke, but it's really what they've done. The guys from Ford said, okay, we need to change this. So they developed a kind of car perfume that has like a scent of gasoline in it. So in their EVs, they can spray now this little perfume that will make it smell a little bit like gasoline. Now, in all honesty, I don't know in reality if you will find a lot of people that are actually going to become excited if they smell gasoline in their EV. But this is an example of doing literally what the customer asked. And very often, that's not the best decision. It's about understanding what they need. And let me give you another example. It's an historical example, and it's linked to sushi. One of the most popular sushi rolls in the United States is the Californian roll. So it has rice on the outside, it has some crab meat in it, boiled crab meat, it has some cucumber, it has some avocado, and it's on every menu in a sushi restaurant or a Japanese restaurant in the States, and a lot of people use it as an introduction to sushi. Now, this was invented about 40 years ago by one of the first Japanese sushi chefs in the US. Because back then, the idea of raw fish wasn't something that sounded really attractive to a lot of people in Western markets. And the idea that you had the seaweed on the outside, the nori on the outside, also made people look like, this is probably not for me. This is for die-hard Japanese food lovers. So I'm going to pass on this. So there was this Japanese chef who heard this over and over again. He said, okay, raw seafood, people don't get excited about it. The idea that you don't see the rice, but that you see the nori is apparently also a big problem. So what he did is he tried to understand the culture of the West and change the sushi accordingly. And that's how the Californian roll came about. He said, okay, they love to eat crab meat here. It's boiled, so it's not raw. They love avocados here. We're going to put the rice on the outside, so it looks completely different, and it's more something that fits within the Western culture. And that was how the Californian roll was born, and it was a huge success. But this is an example of trying to understand what the barriers are and then acting upon that in a very smart way by making it more attractive to the user, even though no one said, hey, use boiled crab meat if you add some avocado, and if you put the rice on the outside, we're going to eat it. No one said that. They just complained about a few things, and then he completely reinvented the whole thing. So I think that is the quality that we need when we're going to invest in customer feedback. I just want to share a small anecdote. I saw this in the news a couple of days ago. There was this musical in London, The Bodyguard, from the movie with Whitney Houston. And they have the famous I Will Always Love You theme song in there. And apparently there were like two people in the audience that were singing out loud as they could, and completely out of tune. So a number of times they were asked to lower their voices because they were ruining it for the actress and they were ruining it for the rest of the audience, but they refused. They just kept on singing as false as they could, and they were asked to leave. So they had to pause the show and they were asked to leave, which makes sense. If you listen to this story, you're like, okay, this is the right thing to do. These people, weren't listening, they weren't respectful to the other people, so we asked them to leave. Maybe in that room, I don't know, but let's say there were 1,000 people there. So that means that 2 out of 1,000 were ruining it. And they asked them to leave, but they kept the experience for all the others, which makes a lot of sense. Now, what a lot of companies do is the opposite. When like 2 customers are very loud and very unrespectful, very often we tend to look at their behavior and then we change the rules for everyone. It would be like saying to everyone else in the audience, from now on, guys, no one can sing along. Even if people were singing, like most people sing along during the show with a little bit of respect for the others and trying to not ruin it for the other people. But they didn't change the rules. They kept the rules as they were. They just removed the 2 out of 1,000. And I think most businesses change the rules because the 2 out of 1,000, and they're punishing the 998 others in the room. So we need to turn this around. And just if you have annoying customers, if you have pain in the ass customers, what we need to do is remove the 2 out of 1,000 and keep the great flow for the other 998 people. That's how you create a fantastic customer experience. I just thought about that when I heard the story about the Whitney Houston musical, and I wanted to share that with all of you. All right, my dear friends, thank you for watching again. This is a new episode of the CX Update. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brought you some fresh ideas. Please subscribe to the channel, share the video with others, like the video, give me your thoughts and feedback in the comments, and I hope to see you again next month for a new update in the world of customer experience. Bye-bye. Take care, everyone.